Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Where's my brethren all around the world watching this video? Hope you're having a great day. Wherever you're tuning in from, make sure you do yourself a damn favor, hit the subscribe button, and you surely will not be disappointed. Let's get into it, man. Deontay Wilder flapping his gums and shooting his mouth off. And honestly, man, in the next day or so, you guys, I haven't had a chance to rewatch the Fury Wilder fight yet. I'm gonna rewatch it and have a detailed, very detailed video coming out on that. Hopefully by Saturday. So Saturday, hopefully I have it out by then. But basically Deontay Wilder, and what I'm talking about now is he's getting mad at everybody, man. Like a bunch of misguided anger towards everybody, Wilder, and like, for example, like Deontay Wilder is mad at Floyd Mayweather. He's calling him a hater. You got clowns, and I'm gonna say it. Hopefully, if anybody's subscribed to this, man, go let them know that I said this. Clowns, like barbershop conversations. You got him talking about, I got a press pass for Andre Ward, and I stuck my neck out for him, and yada yada yada, and he's getting all salty because the man just has an opinion about Wilder. And everybody's getting sensitive, man. I don't know what the hell is going on over there in California, but, man, they seem to have the panties in a bunch, and the estrogen seems to be just, like, flowing through their veins over there. But I guess that's just an observation from this side of the coast, in South Florida. But Deontay Wilder's just mad that Floyd Mayweather walked out the arena, and he's taking offense to him saying that, well, during the fight, they interviewed Floyd, and he's saying that Wilder was just looking for. He gave his honest assessment. Wilder was looking for a big shot. He's getting outboxed. He thought Fury was shutting his ass out in the first 5 rounds. I think I had something similar to that, 5 rounds myself when I watched the fight live. He was getting outclassed in those first 5 rounds. But I'm gonna read you guys Deontay Wilder's quotes from this article and what he said to Floyd Mayweather in regards to when he found out that Floyd had Fury up 5 rounds to nothing after 5 rounds. He said, I quote, "He is a hater. He don't want nobody else to have no shine but him. It's a shame because he's 40-something years old. I mean, get married, settle down. It's sad. And these is the champions, the former champions, and then downing the champions. This is what makes a sport bad because they're downing fighters. They down them. I have no relationship with Floyd. This ain't the first time he bet against me. He bet on Stavern in 2015. He bet against me right here. Look at all his fighters. Everybody that's trying to come, he brings them down. Anybody that got any shine that seems like he could be the next star, look what happens to them. Look at Javonte Davis. I mean, we sees it. We sees it. Oh my God, we sees it. We sees an example. Look with Adrien Broner. This is the next Floyd Mayweather. You think he wanted to see Adrien make it to the top like that? They was comparing Broner to him. He could be the next great thing. Nobody wants to be forgotten, but I always say if you've done it right in your career the first time you've done it right, you'll never be forgotten. But we always are remembered for the last thing we did. We could do things. We could do 99 great things, and we do one wrong thing, and people always remember that right there. I don't understand why. I don't understand. We have great champions like him, Mike Tyson, and stuff like that. Build us up. Talk to us if you got something to say. Pull us to the side privately. They don't even take the time to call. Hey, man, just work on this. Just do this. I think you're great. You can do this and you can do that because they don't want to see that greatness, and it's sad. When I get in the position, I'm going to be the type of guy that motivates these guys like I do now. I always tell other fighters, and I tell my brother, I want you to be better than me. Don't try to be like me. Be better than me. And that's what it is, man. So, and the crazy thing is he's getting this emotional. And all Floyd Mayweather said in the quotes right here says Deontay Wilder, he's just depending on just one big shot. He's looking to land just one big shot. And as a fighter, you have to use other weapons. Fury's using combinations and a very, very fast jab and taking his time. So I think if Deontay Wilder don't do something else, it looks like Fury's going to win if it goes a distance. That's all he said. And he's in this massive uproar. Now, there are some things from that quote and from what Wilder is saying that I agree with. And there are some things that I massively disagree with. What I agree with is, and I'm not saying that this applies to specifically Floyd Mayweather or Mike Tyson, but there are examples, and I see it all the time in gyms across America when I do go to boxing gyms for my interviews and stuff. Older fighters do tend to down the newer generation, and they don't try to share the knowledge and what they've learned in their big fights and their illustrious boxing careers with these younger fighters. Instead, they down them. So I understand that because I've seen it. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist in boxing. So he's got a point there. But where I think he goes wrong is when he says like, oh well, look at the guys that are signed to him like Adrien Broner and Javonte Davis. Now, Deontay, I don't know how much I don't know how up on boxing you are, but we're gonna school you here on True School Sports, but not in a disrespectful manner. We're just gonna inform you, all right? If you didn't know already. Adrien Broner and Javonte Davis, and I want to make myself clear when I say this. I want you guys to know what I'm saying when I say this. Okay, I am not talking about their talents or their skill sets. I repeat, I am not talking about their talents or their skill sets, but I am talking strictly about their mentality and their approach to the sport. In terms of their mentality and approach to the sport, both Javonte Davis and Adrien Broner are bums. Straight up. They're both bums. They're both bums. Because for all that talent that Javonte Davis and Adrien Broner have, they are fighters that have both lost their titles on the scale. They are both fighters that, well, in the case of Adrien Broner, have turned in so many lackluster performances that we've lost count of them. And in the case of Javonte Davis, they had you trying to fight Jason Sosa, and you wouldn't fight Jason Sosa. I mean, Floyd got you fight with Jason Sosa, and and all of a sudden, the fight just didn't happen because if I'm not mistaken, let me make sure I'm correct in what I'm saying, so I don't look like an idiot here. Yeah, like he was supposed to step up against Jason Sosa, and it just didn't happen. And I know Floyd and him were having a lot of problems at the time, but regardless, like Tank lost his title on the scale, and in that regards, my opinion, and I'm talking about Floyd as a promoter, and just knowing people that know Floyd and being around that gym a little bit, and just not just knowing one person in Vegas that's close to the Floyd gym, but probably 2 or 3 that have really good inside info on how Floyd treats his fighters. And I'll say that Floyd Mayweather, the reason why Floyd Mayweather fighters usually don't succeed is because Floyd actually bends over backwards to try to make these guys' lives easier. I've heard stories about Floyd Mayweather getting guys $300,000 apartments and cars and houses and giving them advances and doing everything he could to cater to their needs. And, for better or for worse, it's hurt them. And they become lazy bums, straight up and down. So I think Wilder's wrong there. But straight up, man, like, why isn't Wilder mad at all the other fighters? Why is he just mad at Mayweather? Like, why isn't he mad at Andre Ward? Why isn't he mad at, all the fight? A lot of fighters said he lost the fight. It was not just Floyd Mayweather. So it's the same thing on Barbershop Conversations. He's mad at Andre Ward, but he's not mad at Floyd Mayweather. Like, we're going to get to those clowns in the LDBC before the week is over. I mean, it's ridiculous. I just keep hearing more and more blasphemous stuff coming from that side of YouTube. But yeah, Deontay Wilder. I mean, you gotta just like, okay, if you think you won the fight, you won the fight. But you don't gotta like get mad at Floyd just because Jim Gray pulled up on him, did an interview, and he just like said what he saw, and that's what a lot of people were saying. I thought the same thing. I said, shit, Wilder's getting outboxed like 5-0, 4-1, and he's right. Wilder, for the majority of that, up to that point, was really just, he threw a couple pot shot jabs. He was touching Fury to the stomach here and there. But a lot of what he was doing was what we're trying to do was being offset by the movement of Fury, by the rhythm of Fury, the unpredictability of Fury. And he had no answers for it. His only answer was to follow him around the ring and try to find the one big shot. And fair play to him. He found it a couple times in the fight. Damn near got Fury out of there. So there's that takes skill, that takes execution. So you can't call Wilder a bum. You can't say he's not good. You can't say he's not even elite, because he is an elite heavyweight. He is. He proved it. If you didn't think he was before the Fury fight, and this fight right here, he proved that he is an elite heavyweight. Straight up. He's a freak of nature. He's a freak of nature, and he can get away with things that most fighters can't get away with because he's a freak of nature. And that has to be acknowledged and that has to be respected. But for him to say that, just go on the whole rant about how Floyd, look at these guys and look at his fighters and look at Adrien Broner. Listen, Adrien Broner has had more opportunities than any fighter in all of boxing at the top level to be a big superstar, to be and to his credit, he is a name, but I'm saying to be even bigger than he is and had the sport in the palm of his hands. He was fantastic. He was turning in the kind of performances years ago against the likes of Antonio DeMarco that had people dropping their jaws saying, who is this kid? And then he had the confidence, the bravado, the swagger that would lure people in. He had everything going for him. But what he didn't have was discipline. What he didn't have was fine-tuning his skills. What he didn't have was people around him keeping him accountable, not massaging his ego. Because in boxing, that's the worst thing you can do, is having someone massage your ego and tell you how great you are, when meanwhile, there's still some glaring deficiencies in your overall fight game that you need to work on. And even if there weren't, you need to be trying to always improve as a fighter. If the likes of Vasily Lomachenko, who won 2 gold medals, had the greatest amateur career of all time, unified the division, won world title weight classes faster than anybody in the history of boxing. If a guy like that can find ways to still improve or want to improve, then Adrien Broner can improve. And it's the mentality, not Floyd Mayweather, that prevented these guys from being stars. So that's that wrong point there by Wilder. But I'm just saying, man, like, give a good account of yourself. People aren't being haters because if he's a hater, Wilder, then the rest of the world is a hater. The rest of the, like 95% of the people that watch that fight are haters then, because pretty much almost everybody thinks you lost. The only ones that don't think you lost are either massive fans of yours or people who just don't know much about the sport of boxing. I have no problem with people saying that the fight may have been closer than I had it, because I had it 115-11. I could even see a 114 or 112 scorecard, but in no way, shape, or form did you win that fight. And I think even a draw is a bit ludicrous itself. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Deontay Wilder, in his feelings about Floyd Mayweather saying that he was getting outboxed, clinically outboxed on Saturday night through 5 rounds when Jim Gray interviewed him. I'd like to know what you think. I think Wilder's pride and his lack of accountability is really going to screw him up when they do have the rematch, because he's not, instead of going in there and making the proper adjustments that he needs to make for himself, he's going to be just whining and moping and saying that he should have did this, he should have did that, that the referee took too long, and he's going to be posting these ridiculous videos where they have the timer and they're timing how long Fury took to get up, and then the video, the timer sped up to make it actually look like it's just BS. It's straight up BS. And I'm going to keep calling out the BS as it continues to come out here on True School Sports. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dane. So until next time, take care, guys.